that's just a sin. That's just, I mean, hopefully we caught her in time where her systems haven't started shutting down. So hopefully she's going to be okay.
It makes me speechless, and I'm never speechless.
People should be treated the same way when they do this to an animal.
Or worse.
You know?
This is Penny, 20 pounds of love who ought to be 50. When her owners could no longer afford to feed her, 3 months later, this is what's left. She's sick, emaciated, and in desperate need of a lot of love and a lot of food. She has a long journey ahead of her, but just under the surface of her painfully thin body, someone's new best friend is waiting to burst out. All she needs is a second chance, and that's what Last Chance Ranch is all about. Though officially founded in 1989, the history of Last Chance Ranch stretches back much further than that, to 1981 and a horse named Sinner. Sinner was injured and unable to be ridden. After a month of no improvement, his owner had waited long enough. Sinner was about to be given up to the auction and more than likely the meat market when a guardian angel named Lori McCutcheon entered his world.
Took about a year's worth of rehab. He was able to be ridden again, and he went on to showing, and he came to college with me. He was my confidant. He was somebody to cry on. He was everything to me. I wasn't thinking then that I would end up in a career like I am today. People would ask, can you take this, can you take that, can we help this one? And we said, what, one more, we can put one more in here, and then we find a home, and then we move one out so we can take another one in, and that's how it's grown. It's not really anybody deciding, hey, we want to be the best rescuer, we want to have the most animals or the best record. We've never even thought about that.
Entirely by dedicated staff and volunteers and sponsors, Last Chance Ranch focuses exclusively on taking in neglected animals, rehabilitating them, and adopting them out as loved members of their new families. Despite all the changes the ranch has experienced over the years, the organization's core philosophy still remains the same.
We've rescued well over 500 horses now in the past 10 years. There's been over 1,000 dogs in the past 12-month period that have come here and found a new home. There's probably been maybe 30 or 40 horses in the past 12 months that have found new homes through us.
So how do these animals end up at the ranch?
Well, if it's a horse, there's times that we buy horses from auctions. There's times that people give up their horses for various reasons, whether it's a divorce or lack of money or lack of interest. We have gone on cruelty cases for animal cruelty investigations, so we have seized animals.
A lot of them are just so tired and worn down.
Nobody wants them. And if we don't help them and if we don't rescue them, they'll get euthanized.
One such animal is Jet.
He's been with us for 3 years now, and he's an absolutely gorgeous horse. He was on the racetrack, big horse, big 17-plus hand horse, and he had foundered. He's down now to a 9-degree rotation, sound, jumping, riding. Still working on his hooves, but he's doing wonderful, and he's a great success story. Dogs we usually take from very high kill shelters, the city pounds, mostly Philadelphia.
The dogs come in a little shy or scared, animals that would have had 48 hours to die or euthanized for no reason at all.
And that brings us back to Penny.
All we know is she was an owner surrender because they couldn't afford to feed her anymore.
Penny, like many dogs from the ranch, was rescued from the Philadelphia pound. It is suspected that she was used for breeding. When financial hardships hit her owners, they could no longer afford to feed her. It took nearly 3 months before they finally turned her in.
Well, why couldn't you afford to tell us this 3 months ago?
Exactly.
When you stopped feeding her.
Penny has a long way to go. But now that she's at the ranch, she has everything she needs to make a full recovery: food, shelter, medicine, and time.
Once an animal comes here, it's guaranteed a safe haven. The only time that we will actually put an animal to sleep is if it's in the best interest of the animal.
Every animal that I've seen has been adopted.
We turn away probably half a dozen dogs a week and probably 2 or 3 horses a week just because we don't have enough room and we don't have enough money and resources to be able to care for them. There's 35 acres total and it's still not enough. 3,500 acres might not even be enough.
For every animal that is adopted from the ranch, you are saving 2 lives: the life of the animal you have adopted and the life of the animal who will now fill that vacant spot at the ranch. But there are other options for those who are unable to adopt an animal but still want to help.
Donate money. We can always use money.
We do apply for some grants, but we don't always get grants. We rely more on public donations. Even if it's $2 or $5 or $10, it all adds up if everybody gives a little bit. The more money we get, the more we can rescue animals, we can save them, and the better facility we can have.
We can always use extra people to help care for all the animals.
If you have extra time, horses need to be fed, dogs need to be taken care of, maintenance, fences need to be fixed, all kinds of things need to be done.
We came to the orientation and absolutely fell in love with volunteering here.
When I go there every week, I'm always excited because there's always new animals coming in. It's been hard to not want to take every single one of them home.
You're giving back to the animals. They get families and homes, and the families are just as thrilled to have them as the dog is to be within the home. And that's whatever you do, hard work, they give you back.
Their owners send us pictures and emails about how they're doing, their first Christmas, that sort of thing, and that makes you feel like you really were able to help these guys grow up and find their new homes and just become happy.
You can't afford the money or you can't afford to give up some time to come here and help with the animals and take care of them. Just promoting us, forwarding our newsletters is a simple way.
Last Chance Ranch greatly appreciates anyone who gets involved. It is important to us, but more importantly, it is important to the animals, like Sinner, Jet, and Penny, to have people who care.
I don't think I came into it with expectations of being a huge successful farm. I came into it expecting to save a couple of animals, and we just want to help who's here and who's part of once they're here, they're part of the LCR family, and we want to help them.
Dedicated to saving the unloved, neglected, and relinquished animals of the Delaware Valley, Last Chance Ranch continues to provide the basic right of love and life they were previously denied. But they cannot do it without the help of people like you. Please, get involved. Everything you do goes towards saving lives like these. Thank you.